how these overnight cues impact our own markets. We have our research team joining in, as always, to take us through the market setup, the stocks that will be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Rima, let me come across to you first up. We do have a lot of global cues to track as well, apart from the domestic cues.
Indeed, but yesterday was a bit disappointing in terms of a session per se, because we started off with the Nifty above the 19,200 mark. We had that intraday dip. That dip was bought into, and markets were cruising above 19,100. But there was this last half an hour sell-off, which took the Nifty not quite at the session lows off that, but still below that 19,100 mark. The key levels from here on the way up, will be 19,250, 19,300. On the way back, on the way down, the support for the Nifty will be around 19,050. Global markets, you've been talking about it. There was a bit of a gain, close to about 0.5%. Crude prices have eased further down to $85 per barrel, so that's a positive. All eyes will be on the Fed decision. 11:30 p.m. India time is when we will get to know what Jerome Powell has to say. But today it's all going to be about the earnings, because the Fed decision is only going to come out post-market hours. So we'll react to L&T, Tata Consumer, Bharti Airtel. And today you've got a big day of earnings. So action-packed: Ambuja Cement, Britannia, Godrej Consumer, Hero Moto, IGL, India Cement, LIC Housing Finance, REC, Sun Pharma, Tata Steel. And I'm not even hit, the mid-caps there. In terms of flows, we had the FI's net sell nearly 700 crore in the cash market. The DII's net bought 340 crore, but there were quite a few block deals which would have skewed the fund flow picture. Back to you.
Okay, all right, that's a long list, as Rima said, but let's take that forward and go across to Surbi. She'll be listing out the other stocks that are on our radar today. Hey, Surbi, morning.
Good morning. So a lot of stocks on my radar. Let's start with L&T first. The results were above estimates on all parameters. The revenues were up nearly 19%. EBITDA was up 15%. Margins came in at 11% versus 11.4%. Bharti Airtel, the numbers were slightly below estimates. Revenue down 1.1%. EBITDA at 53.1% versus 52.7%. And PAT down 17%. Tata Consumer, it was a good quarter. Revenue at 34 crores. EBITDA at 537 crores versus a poll of 525 crores, and margins at 14.4%. Jindal Steel and Power, the numbers missed estimates as benefits of lower coal costs were offset by lower realizations as well. Revenue at 12,250 crores, EBITDA at 2286 crores versus a poll of 2428 crores, and margins at 18.6%. Star Health, it was a weak set of numbers. The gross written premium was up 17%, but the combined ratio was elevated at 99%. Max Financials, the APE was up 39%, value of new businesses was up 12%, margins were down 610 basis points. Naveen Fluorine, the numbers were below the CNBC-TV18 poll. Revenue up 12.5%, EBITDA up 4.8% at 98 crores, but a poll suggested 137 crores, and margins at 21%. Apart from that, we'll also be watching out for KEI, Keynes Tech, Birla Soft, Mankind Pharma, and Thyrocare.
Okay, all right. So all those earnings that will be in focus. But let me go across to Nigel now. He's joining in with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Nigel.
Well, morning, Sonal. Yesterday towards the end of trade, you saw the markets did dip lower, but that was because the Nifty Financial Services Index that played out expiry. So an intraday chart of the Nifty Financial Services and the Nifty Bank, because there is a bit of an overlap, tells you the picture. The last half hour odd, that was because expiry-related issues, and that's why the Nifty Financial Services moved lower. But today we have the Nifty Bank as well that will play out expiry. So let's see how that goes. What do the FIs do? Well, they're longs as well as short positions. So the short position continues to hold at around 1.5 lakh contracts, or in percentage terms at around 87%. A couple of strikes are very active, and I just want to point out one, 19,200 call. Well, out there, you had close to 45 lakh shares getting added. The premium out there came down from around 100 rupees to around 36 rupees. And that strike has the highest open interest. It's close to around 1 crore shares or thereabouts. So that's telling you that the bears, they want to defend higher levels. So just plug in a rough number out there, the 36 rupees premium, and it tallies with yesterday's high as well. So that 19,233, that's a bit of a resistance zone. However, the 19,000 put as well has a fair bit of open interest, and on the put side, that's one of the larger open interest strikes. So out there you have 18,950, which is a crucial level. the Nifty Bank. Yesterday, it made its way higher. It moved higher, but then after that, we did see some bit of selling in trade. So actually, that's a support level that comes up for you, 42,450, that's a support. And yesterday, it went to the 200 DMA, but it couldn't hold around those levels, so we did come off there. For starters, the GIFT 50 is suggesting that we're likely to see a more or less flattish, I think, to a bit of a negative start. So let's see how that goes. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Nigel, Surbhi and Reema for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Time for a break now. When we return, L&T and Bharti Airtel reported their second quarter numbers post-market hours yesterday. We'll get to the highlights when we return. Stay tuned.